Make today iconic. What is up, guys? It's Upcome Sports, back with the Orlando Magic Super Realistic Rebuild Series, Part 3. If you guys have not seen Parts 1 or 2, there will be a link in the description that you guys can click on. It'll take you to the playlist, and you guys can watch those. But we are going to start with the draft lottery, and we have the 17th pick in the draft. And with the 17th pick in the draft, we're going to take Moussa Diabate out of UCLA. 6'10", 195, power forward. Seems to have good potential, so we're going to take him and hopefully progress him into a bench player. So we left off part 2 with this roster, and in the offseason, we were able to re-sign Jonathan Isaac. I did edit the contract because he asked for a max contract. He didn't have any other offers, so did Markelle Fultz. So I felt like that was fair. And about $10-12 million is in the range that I think teams would offer them in real life, given their stats that they have produced for this team in this video. But for now, this is a rotation. Cole Anthony, Jaylen Brown, Cam Reddish, who is our superstar, Aaron Gordon, Mo Bamba, Markelle Fultz is our sixth man. And there you guys see the bench. We're not that deep in the bench, so we do need to improve on that in the coming years. And we're going to go with grit and grind for the system. So starting off the year, we're actually doing really well, but Jaylen Brown is going to go down with an injury. Nothing too big, but he'll have to sit out for a bit. And here we're going to give Trey Burke some minutes off the bench as our guard. He's the only guard that we have in our reserves, so that makes sense for us right now. So actually, the Jaylen Brown injury didn't really affect us too much. I think we only lost 2 or 3 games in that span that he was out, so it wasn't too big. And again, Trey Burke will go back to the reserves, and the rotation will go back to what it was. So we have another injury, this time to our starting point guard, Cole Anthony. He's going to be out 8 to 10 weeks. So now Markelle Fultz is going to be our starter, but I'm not worried about that because he has started for us in the past, and he's obviously a lot better than he was before. So at the All-Star break, Aaron Gordon has made the All-Star team. He'll be playing on Team Kevin Durant against Team Steph. So Aaron Gordon racking up the All-Stars. That's good for us. So here at the trade deadline, we're going to check out how we're doing without Cole Anthony in the lineup. We're actually the number 1 seed at the deadline, and we're 37-17. So it looks like Cole Anthony's injury is nothing too big. Markelle Fultz stepping in there and doing a good job. So we're in the month of March, and Cole Anthony is back and ready to be in the lineup. Markelle Fultz doing a nice job as the starter. And actually, we are going to keep Fultz as the starter and try to work Cole Anthony back into the lineup slowly. So for this season, Stephen Curry wins the MVP. Cam Reddish, most improved player. Definitely good numbers, averaging 18 points per game, 4 assists, and 5 rebounds. Shooting 42% from 3 and very efficiently from the field. Very nice award right there. Aaron Gordon on the All-NBA second team, averaging 20 points per game. I believe that's the first time in his career that he's averaged 20 points. Yes, it is. First 20 point per game season for Aaron Gordon. Cam Reddish finds himself on the All-NBA third team. So we have 2 All-NBA players on this squad. That should be enough to get us to the finals. I don't know if we're going to be able to pull it off, but we were the 2nd seed. We did lose to the Sixers, the 1st seed. So we did slip up there at the end. But we'll be playing the New York Knicks in the 1st round. Porzingis and a couple of other guys that they have. Nothing too big, nothing too special. So we should get out of the 1st round. Jaylen Brown had a pretty solid season. Cole Anthony was having a really good season before he got injured. Mo Bamba always being really effective. So here's the rotation going into the first playoff series. Markelle Fultz, we are going to leave as the starter. Jaylen Brown, pretty much everything is the same except Markelle Fultz and Cole Anthony switch places. Here is the Knicks roster. Porzingis is a 93 overall, averaging about 18 points per game. They also got Jaden McDaniels. Zion Williamson is on this team. He's only averaging 10 points per game though, so I don't know what happened there. Let's see what happens in this round 1. Game 1, we lose in a very close game. 9-point loss. Aaron Gordon leading us in scoring. Porzingis with 27. Isaiah Thomas with a 20-point performance for the Knicks. Game 2, we lose Game 2 as well. Cam Reddish, 22 points. Fultz with a nice game. But Aaron Gordon did not play well in that one. Porzingis again leading them in scoring. Game 3 to save the series. Looks like Melvin Frazier is back, so we are going to insert him into the lineup here. And let's see if he makes a difference. Game 3, Cole Anthony is also ready, but we do win this game. And Porzingis with another good game. Zion Williamson stepping up. Cam Reddish taking over. And it looks like Aaron Gordon helping him as well. Can we tie up the series 2-2? The Knicks go up 3-1. Looks like Shaquille O'Neal, Shaq's son, is actually going to lead them in scoring with 28 points. And Aaron Gordon with 29. Jaylen Brown has not been playing well this whole series. Cole Anthony off the bench, not doing enough either. Cam Reddish had a really bad shooting night. So, are we going to lose here in 5? We end up losing in 5 games in the first round to the New York Knicks. It was possible, but this can't happen. We're going to have to make some big changes. So it's going to be a Nets and Nuggets finals. Pretty weird finals here. Let's see who's going to take it. Nuggets up 3-2. Game 7 and the Nuggets take it. Jokic finals MVP. So here in the lottery, we're obviously not in it, and we're going to have a really low pick. But the Pacers get the #1 overall pick. And with our late first-round pick, we're going to take Michael Stewart out of Michigan State. 246 pounds and 7 feet tall at a center. I'm not sure how good he's going to be. We'll see what his potential is. So here's the roster. In the offseason, we did offer Cam Reddish a max deal for 5 years. So he's going to be locked up for this franchise for at least the next 5 years. Mo Bamba did want a max, but I did give him $15 million a season. I feel like that's what his market would be as a defensive player. Not really an offensive weapon. So about $15-16 million per year for 4 years. And we're going to send Michael Stewart to the G League. Here's the rotation. Cole Anthony, Jaylen Brown, Cam Reddish, Aaron Gordon. You guys know the rotation for now. It's not going to change much. And the bench still not where we want it to be, but it's getting there. Musa Diabate, we are going to send to the G League this year. I thought I would use him more last season, but didn't happen. Just like last year here, Jaylen Brown is going to go down with the first injury of the year. This time he's going to be out 4 to 6 months. So I'm not sure how that's going to impact the team. So Jaylen Brown is going to be out. And we're going to give Devontae Graham, the only guard that can get some minutes. And we're going to start Melvin Frazier. So at the All-Star break, Aaron Gordon, again an All-Star. And Cameron Reddish, one-time All-Star. They'll be on opposite teams, so they'll be facing off against each other. And that's pretty good for us, 2 All-Stars. So at the trade deadline, it looks like we are the #1 seed, 38-16. And we're right there with the Sixers. Looks like Jaylen Brown is not really having a huge impact on our team, whether he's in or out. So it looks like Jaylen Brown is ready to play, but he's not going to be inserted right back into the starting lineup. We'll start him off on the bench. It was a pretty bad injury, so Melvin Frazier has actually been playing pretty good as well. And at the contract extension deadline, we are going to extend Aaron Gordon, our best scorer. Might not play that well of defense, but I feel like him and Cam Reddish are going to be on this team for the franchise for the long run. And just before the playoffs, Cam Reddish is going to go down with an injury, 2 to 4 weeks. He should be back by the first round, but we'll see what happens with that. Jaylen Brown is now going to be the starter. And then Melvin Frazier will stay at the shooting guard. So with about a week left in the regular season, Cam Reddish is back and ready to play. So his injury wasn't too bad, so he'll be right into the starting lineup. And we should be ready for the playoffs. here coming up in a week or two. So for this season, Stephen Curry at age 35 or 36 is going to keep winning MVPs. RJ Hampton, 6th man. Cole Anthony, most improved. So we got back-to-back most improved players. There you guys can see the improvements. Improved a lot on his shooting efficiency. And All-NBA first team, looks like no one made it. Aaron Gordon on the All-NBA second team, averaging 21 points per game. His second season consecutively averaging over 20 points per game. Looks like Cam Reddish did not make a team this time. And no one on the defensive teams, no one on the all-rookie team. But checking out the standings, we were actually the number 1 seed this time. So we were about 2 games better than last season. And the Sixers were the 2 seed. So it's been pretty much the Sixers and us, 1 and 2 for the past 3 or 4 years. And we'll be playing the Wizards in the first round with RJ Hampton starting for them, not John Wall. And here are the player stats. Cam Reddish with another really good season, averaging almost 20 points per game. And there you guys can see Mo Bamba, always consistent. Melvin Frazier was really key as a starter. So here is the Wizards roster. Bradley Beal is the best player. RJ Hampton is an 88, averaging 23 points per game, so he's doing really well. John Wall is their 6th man. Kelvin Alexander is not doing too good, but we'll see what we can do against this team. So here in the first round, we should be taking care of business. We do win game 1. I'll go pretty quickly in the first round. Game 2, we do win. Game 3, we lose. 2-1 now. Game 4, we win. So up 3-1. We should have no problems closing this series out. Let's see. We do close it out in 5 games. Jaylen Brown with 28 points in that closeout game. Cam Reddish with 22. Aaron Gordon, a double-double, 21 and 11. Kevin Huerter, 17 for them, leading them in scoring. RJ Hampton did not shoot well in that last game. Next up, we're playing the Atlanta Hawks with Trae Young and Romeo Langford. Trae Young is currently shooting 60% from 3 in the playoffs. Romeo Langford is also shooting 60% from 3 in the playoffs. So we're going to have to lock that down. So here's the game plan for the Hawks. Trae Young, we're going to put Jaylen Brown on him. Just a bigger body, make him take tougher shots. And we're going to tell him to play tight on him so that he can't shoot as many threes. And also, we're going to pretty much do the same thing with Romeo Langford. And with Romeo Langford, we're going to put Cam Reddish on him, our second best defender besides Mo Bamba. But we're not going to put Mo Bamba on Langford or Trae Young, obviously. So, them two, that's pretty much their whole offense. And hopefully this works out. So we'll go game by game here and check out how we're doing. Game 1, we do win. Cam Reddish with a 32-point game. Also 5 assists, 4 steals. And Aaron Gordon with 27. Also Mo Bamba with a double-double. Trae Young still getting a pretty good game, but did not shoot well at all from 3. Actually horrible from 3. Romeo Langford also shot horribly. But game 2, we do lose, so it's now a 1-1 series. Aaron Gordon with 30 points himself. Jaylen Brown, we haven't really seen him much in these playoffs. Not sure if we're going to re-sign him, but Trae Young did have a pretty good game there. Did not shoot that well. And game 3, they do take a 2-1 lead here. I don't know what's up with us in blowing 1-0 leads, even though that's not that big, but Aaron Gordon, you guys can see a double-double. Aaron Gordon deserves that extension that we gave him. He's been playing really well, even in the playoffs. And game 4, we lose 3-1 now. We're down 3-1. I don't know why we can't even compete against these other teams in the second round. But 31 points for Cam Reddish. Cole Anthony stepping up with 30 himself. 12 assists off the bench. Jaylen Brown doing horrible. Can we make this a series? And they're going to eliminate us here in 5 games in the second round. 25 points for Jaylen Brown. Aaron Gordon, 24. Cam Reddish, 14. Cole Anthony with not his best performance. But Trae Young went off for 39. That's going to happen even with our game plan. The superstars are still going to go off. It's just what they do. And Romeo Langford had a pretty good series himself. Looks like it's going to be the Blazers and the Knicks in the finals. Knicks, who actually beat us in the first round last year, are now in the finals. And they're going to take it home with Shaquille O'Neal being the finals MVP. So the Magic are really struggling right now to get out of the first or second round. If you guys have any suggestions on who we should trade for or any signings we should do, then leave it down in the comment section. Thank you guys for watching, and make sure to subscribe for some more videos.